Hey everybody, and welcome to the Ruckus Room.
Unleash the power! Unleash the power!
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Ruckus Room. Today we have Cristy B in the studio. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back in.
I know I'm super excited to talk about today's topic, but first, I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Because Miss Cristy just opened her second comedy studio in Daytona, correct?
Yeah. Well, I got the keys. It'll be opening soon, but yeah.
Where's it at in Daytona?
On Beach Street.
Oh.
Right on Beach Street, right across from Tortuga Studio.
Great
the stadium
location.
and great location. It's beautiful out there. So it's
Please tell me you're not going by this week with bikes there. It's probably invaded right now.
Well, it's great. I've got the doors open. I was there all day today cleaning. I have the doors open. I love the sound of the bikes going by. I love Bike Week. I don't some Floridians vacate during Bike Week. I love it. I love the sound of the motorcycles.
Well, while we're talking about that topic and down there, what's your favorite place to go during Bike Week? Like Iron Horse is legendary.
Yes.
You can go to little.
I usually like drinking quite a bit when I get out there. So I'm like, I remember. I don't know where is this. I don't know what it's called.
Ellen, you've ever been to Bike Week? It's got to be on Main Street somewhere, or
there's
just
Main Street, and then actually US 1. There's
Destination Daytona. I can talk right.
Destination Daytona, but the Broken Spoke, I think.
I love Broken Spoke.
So yeah, they've got the huge outdoor area. I
like the swing.
I saw ZZ Top there.
Yeah,
and I think they were like 3 songs in. I was just getting it.
They used to
having a good time. I was like, man, they look just like ZZ Top, and they were like, Cristy.
How many drinks did you have?
They sound just like them. And I was like, are you kidding?
They might be them.
It was. It looks like them. It sounds like it was them.
Broken Spokes has some of the best concerts that I've ever been to. I love going down there.
Yes.
And Main Street's always crazy though, but I love people watching. I'm not going to lie. You just stand there and watch everyone come by on their bikes, and you meet some really crazy people. Bikers are the best people to have in town. They're so grateful. They tip very well from what I understand.
They're do.
Great party, like just a fun time. And no matter all walks of life, it's like everybody just goes there and has fun. Like I've rarely seen anything bad down there, except for, God forbid, these accidents because of, But,
yes, unfortunately, there have been 2 that I've heard of. So
yeah, I saw the one in Ormond already. So people just have to be careful and watch out for your bike friends. But other than that, it's a fun time. And
it really is. It really is. I worked at Snack Jacks in Flagler Beach for years, and Bike Week. They have their schedules. They know where they're going. They know what bands they want to see. They know the Cabbage Patch wrestling.
Oh yeah, the coleslaw wrestling.
Cristy,
we got to go down. There was a GoPro. Are you in there?
No, I don't think that I would want to participate in that.
Oh, that would be legendary.
Not at my age. It would be interesting, but I would for sure break something. Like I don't bend as well, and I'm something at this point in my life would definitely.
So hot yoga wouldn't help.
Snap and break. Yeah, it just wouldn't be. It would be funny.
Yeah.
But I think it would be painful.
Those guys would absolutely love it though.
Oh, I mean,
single blonde,
listen,
getting that cold slaw.
I would do it.
Yeah.
But I'd have to get paid to do it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm opening up a new club. I could use a little cash right now. So what's the price to get me out there and some coleslaw? And I love coleslaw. I don't want to not love coleslaw anymore.
I just like hopping on the back of a bike. Like, I'll meet some random people and just be like, I'll go for a ride with you. I have no ambition to drive one, but I just want to be on the back of one.
I love to be on the back of a bike,
and
it's almost it's dangerous because I'll be like, "What's your name again?" No, I'm kidding. Not that crazy, but I do. My cousin comes in, he and a group of his friends, and there'll be like 8 of them. A couple years ago, they'd all stay at the house and they would go do their thing, and it'd be 2 days where I could go ride with them. We'd ride for hours and then stop somewhere and eat lunch and just ride. It feels so good.
There's something calming and soothing about it. It's like you let your hair blow and go.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
So when is your studio actually open? You said in a few weeks down in Daytona?
So I just got the keys. I've been cleaning today. I've got a lot of things to do. My goal is to open the second week of April. My 1-year anniversary at my Palm Coast location is the first weekend of April. So
A lot of parties.
A lot of celebration.
Are you going to have to hire more comics for down in that area, or are you going to bring the same team?
So my goal is to start getting comics, traveling comedians, cruise ship comedians, and now I can offer them a weekend. And I'll book 2 headliners, and I'll have one in Daytona on Friday night, and then I'll have him or her in Palm Coast on Saturday, and the same with this location.
Are they the same size, the studios, or you're?
No, Daytona's a little bit bigger.
Oh,
it's
okay.
It seats 70, which means I can only put 90 in there. Just kidding.
Yeah. Some can sit on some people's laps.
So it's a little bit bigger. It's a great location, so I am so excited about
I'm so excited. Well, the reason I brought you in here today is because we're 2 single women, and I ran into a couple dating apps and different things that I saw after we talked, and how you use dating apps for content. And I'm kind of like, when you're single, I don't know, like dating is just, I love being single. So like the thought of dating actually gives me anxiety. I know you like to do it for content, but
well, I don't just do it for content. When I go on a date, I mean, I'm hopeful that they're interesting, and we have a great conversation, a great date, and maybe there's a spark, maybe there's more than a common interest and attraction and everything. I'm hopeful, but for the most part, quickly disappointed, and there's not, there's just,
so I guess your advice would be go into it with no expectations.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah.
I used to, back in my 20s when I was dating, I had a first date outfit. I mean, I would plan the date. I knew what I would be getting ready. Oh,
that just seems like too much.
It was, but that was when I was younger, and I was but now I'm 30 minutes before the date, and I'm like, did I wash my face or brush my, I don't even, maybe I'm not putting in enough effort. I don't know, but it takes a lot for me to want to take time out of my life to leave my friends, leave my family, and go one-on-one with someone that, and I hate to say it this way, probably gonna be a disappointment in
a free dinner.
And I don't even like that part of it. I usually always offer to pay for my
You're
part
like me.
of it.
You're like
Listen,
me.
I can buy myself dinner.
Yep.
I don't go
I
out.
won't go out unless I could buy myself dinner. So
I'm not going out on a date for a free meal. I'm not doing that, and I don't want to. I don't ever want to do that. So I do offer, and like back in the 1900s, what the test for men to test a woman was, to unlock their car door and put them in the car and shut it. Back before there was electric door things. Yeah. I don't know, you're a little bit younger, but the test was, does she reach over and unlock your door?
Because I always heard the test is the guy opened the door for the girl.
Well,
before they get in the car. So maybe that was the 70s.
That's the girl test. But the guy test was, does she think to unlock your door? My test is, I am going to offer to pay, and if he allows me to pay, then then I don't feel like he's interested. Like, I do want a man to be a man, and I'm old fashioned when it comes to that. Like, I don't expect him to pay for everything all the time, because I can pay my way through right. life. But it's it's a date, it's a treat. Like, let me treat you to dinner. So
there's something rewarding too as a female about having your own business and having your own money, and just being able to take care of yourself and not have to rely on a right. man, like way back when it used right. to be like, just stay home and have babies. It's a lot different nowadays.
It's a lot different.
Can you imagine like having to share your space though with somebody? Like, I'm not even that committed right now. Like, I can't even imagine. Like the duplex idea you brought up, that's perfectly, like, even that might be too close for me though. It might have to be like 2 duplexes down from each other.
I see what you're saying, because I can't really imagine right now sharing my space.
Yeah.
It's been so long, it would be difficult. I do feel that when we fall in love, it won't feel that way, because right now it's like you meet and you're like, oh, I don't want you up in my business at all.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, because like everyone's like, why aren't you? I don't even want to even go.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on.
There is. Listen, and again, for me to take away from, if I have free time, then I want to be with my family or my friends because I know them. I know they're not, so when I am dating, I try to include, I do invite guys to come to a comedy show or just come to my club. I'm working, but we can talk afterwards and stuff.
Do you feel that intimidates men to see that you have all that going on?
I hope so. I hope so because I don't want.
We're not like some other girls. We got our shit
I don't
together.
want any man that doesn't have his stuff together.
Yeah.
I don't want him approaching me thinking, and I'm not saying that I'm all this and that and the other, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. And if you don't have the confidence in yourself and you don't have you don't think that you've got it together, I don't want you to even attempt. For that, don't make me say I'm not interested. I don't want to do that. I hope I'm intimidating because it's going to take one heck of a man he's going to literally have to convince me that my life would be more enhanced and would be better with him in it.
Well, then you would actually have to be a man.
We would have to be a man.
And consistency is key. Like you just don't come in and love bomb somebody and 2 months later, then all of a sudden you start to see.
Oh yeah,
and that happens quite a bit.
So I haven't even I just don't do that short couple of months thing. I can figure it out way before then. So I'm not one to have a 2-month commitment or relationship.
That's just too long to even think about right now.
It is.
I wanted to show you this. So a few weeks ago, I found out about this app because my friend told me about it because she saw one of my exes on there, and it's called The Tea. And I'm going to show you because it's kind of funny.
Like tea,
like
drinking
the tea. So it's for women, and they post pictures of men they've dated. What do you think about that? So look how many are on there, but it's funny because the girls can flag them if they're bad.
This guy has 9 red flags.
One of my exes has 7 already with Spill the Tea, and then you could go read all of this stuff about them. And I thought, how brilliant and genius was this app? Why did we think of something like this, Cristy?
I know. Listen.
You probably know something.
I probably do, but I'm gonna say right now, and I love this. I love this for women, but also just coming from a guy's perspective. I'm not a guy, but just trying to think on a guy's perspective. Some of these women probably got a little hurt. Maybe a lot of it's true, but some of these women are probably just dogging them because they got their heart broken.
Or you can see there's some comments on there that have pictures posted of the infidelity and just some different things. I'm like, wow.
Of how does this guy have 7 flags? He's not even cute. I'm sorry. He's got to have no game.
That's why I thought it was funny. I was like, wow, my ex is on here and look at all these why didn't they tell me this before we got together?
That is
it would have been nice to have that app a few years ago.
21
I know.
red flags.
I know, girl.
Man, I know some of my girlfriends that would be so into this guy just because of that. The red flag lovers.
So we should do a thing and start an app for the red flag lovers and put them on there and just go out for the dates for the content.
Listen, oh my good. This is very interesting. I love it.
But so besides that, there's also Facebook groups and all these different groups now where, man, you might want to be careful and keep your P's and Q's together because these women are dogging you. They have websites now for stay away from this one, stay away from the hate groups and stuff. And I'm like,
gosh,
wow. But again, this is the way that social media is going in that direction. To date you, people are going on these websites and some of these philanderer men, they're getting exposed because if you got 13 different girlfriends and you want to commit to one and you got some in the background or even the women, they're coming after you and they're selling you out.
They are. They're making sure that either no one else wants them or the ones like the bad guys are like, I'm going to change him.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the one, he wouldn't do that to me.
When they start posting, you've been married for 7 years and you're on this OnlyFans and all this other stuff and trying to tag your girlfriends, you better watch out.
Wow.
That is a little crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a lot.
Well, at least I gave you something now for content, about that now. And I couldn't believe it either. I was like, what is this? Because, I'm not on dating apps or doing any of that stuff. So when people bring it to your attention, you got to really pay attention.
You haven't tried a dating app?
I don't like them. You know what it is? I think it's because my ex, I think it was a thing because my ex used that every time we would get in a fight to go back on there immediately to go talk to the 17 other girlfriends he always had been talking to. And so like, I think for me, it's more like, do you trust the people that are on there? Like, no. Like if you're actually seriously looking for a serious relationship and you don't want to just date, like if I just wanted to go out with random guys or something, that would be awesome. And I would use that platform. But I don't feel like doing that at my age. I kind of like, if I wanted to settle down, I wouldn't want to have to go that route because it would be hard to trust that person if they've got 17 red flags on the T, you know?
I know. I have been on Bumble dating site for years, off and on. I don't know why it's the one I picked. I've been unsuccessful, but the guys can't message you first. And I do like that because
I heard about Bumble.
Yeah, you have to match first and then you've got 24 hours to send them a message because sometimes you accidentally swipe the wrong way and it's like,
but then they don't look like their pictures. Like they post pictures from like 13 years ago. They don't look like the same for some of them that I have seen. Yeah, there's just so many things that I'm like, I don't know. And like, how do you know if it's like actual legit dude? I don't. Not a creeper.
Well, I mean,
and there's a bunch of those out there.
There are that you weed through them.
And girl, we're single women. You got to watch out for each other. Like you got to be safe in today's world. I know.
Well, I'm very safe. I'm not. No one.
We come in packing. No one ain't messing with her.
No one's getting my address or anything. I mean, you could come to the club, I guess, but that's a public place. But no.
What if it didn't work out though, and he like stalked you, and now he knows where you work every day?
Knock on wood.
No, but like, what if he like? I know, right? Like, what if he kept coming back and was like a creeper?
I don't.
Do you even want him knowing where your club's at?
I mean,
in the beginning,
kind of public business. I mean, not.
Well, you could ban them.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you're the boss there, so.
I don't know. That's weird. Now I've got this. Now I'm weird about. I don't think I'm cute enough for a stalker. You know? So
yes, you are.
No, I'm very.
You're a boss woman.
No.
Are you sure there's a lot of guys out there that would want a sugar mama and that a boss that's in power?
Well, I don't have that much money to be a sugar mama. I've got businesses. That don't mean I'm rich, you know. Like
they think they. Oh, I'm sure there's people out there that would think that though.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I do have a spare bedroom, so I don't want a guy that's living with his mama, that's looking for a place to live.
I was just gonna ask you. So, what do you think about the 40-year-old men that live with mama?
Well,
or that have to have mama pay for everything still.
So I did go out with a guy from Bumble. Actually, and we had not met, but we had chatted apparently to him on a dating site years ago. And then he was like, this has been going on for years. So we finally met. This is a couple of years ago. We finally met up. Good looking guy, had a great time. But we were only like going out like once a month.
What did he do for a living? I'm so terrible. I really don't pay attention. He never brought it up. What he does for work.
He does. He
it obviously was irrelevant.
I guess I'm not that interested because maybe I don't listen.
Oh, I hope he's not listening to this.
No, he
was he tall, dark, and handsome? Do you remember what he looked like?
Yes. Yes. So what the thing about it is I know what he did, and if he does watch this, he'll know it's him. But he was always the good morning, beautiful, and I'd be like, good morning, handsome, and then I wouldn't hear from him again the rest of the day. And then the next day,
do you think you were one of the 18 girls that probably sent that text?
I had to have been. And finally, I was like, dude. I was like, we're making no progress. Like I don't even know why you're doing this. Like we can be friends. This is, whatever. But
you need a pen pal or a phone friend. Yeah,
isn't going anywhere. And he's like, I'm not chasing a woman. And I was like, I'm not running, but also you're the man. I want to be pursued. So you're going to have to make an effort.
Yeah.
I thought you would make more of an effort. He said, I thought you would make more of an effort. And I said,
what the hell?
I know. I said, well, it looks like
red flags right there.
We're both looking for the same thing. Someone to schedule a date, plan a date, and follow through with it. I hope you find him. And
communication breakdown already in the beginning. You're no-go.
So then he was like, I want to see you on Thursday. What are you doing? And this, again, we had met up a couple times. So this was just a couple weeks ago. And we saw each other on that Thursday. He did come to the club and he helped me with the project. We had a good time. But I just knew that, it was not going to go anywhere. And that was it.
And
so
does he live with his mom?
He does.
Oh my God.
So he does. So,
okay, so I'm sorry. How you want to come back to my house with my mom? I mean, come on.
There was just no
If that was to ask you, you know,
he was never going to be able to cook me dinner.
I know, you know, like, or ask you over to his place. That is a little like,
yeah. I mean, in his defense, he's saving up to buy a house. So that I wish the best.
How old bracket?
45.
Yep.
Old enough to,
you
know, but he just couldn't. I was like, listen, why do you keep even doing this? Like, you don't even have to good morning beautiful me anymore. It's okay, you know. But we had matched on, you know, throughout the years, and it was a couple months ago. I jumped on. I was like, oh, you again? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Hey, you're a repeat offender.
Yeah. So. But he's a great guy. You know, he's a great guy. Not my guy, but he's a great guy.
I know that's crazy though. Like, I mean, I understand certain situations if you're with your mom, but like if you really wanted to start dating somebody, you really can't bring them back to your place or do stuff like in the home environment. If you ever wanted to see how that is, it would be kind of, we always have to be at my house.
Yeah, I don't get to the point. I haven't got to the point where I want to invite you to my house.
Like,
or
my
I want
ex
to go to your
see
house.
our kid would always have to come to my house. It's like, we don't, that's why he hasn't seen her in years. But I was like, my house is not a playground anymore, so we got to do something different here. Yeah. Like, you got to get your stuff together.
it's hard dating with children.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want, and I love children, but I don't want to date a man with a toddler. I'm not interested in, I'm not, my youngest child is turning 18 next month. I have adult children.
What happens if he didn't tell you? Like, you know, like most people, when they start dating, they don't tell you up front that they have children, you know? So what if you guys start to really like each other and you're like 3 or 4 months in, and then he says, I have a child and I'd like you to meet him or her. And
I would get more attached to the child than the man. So I'm not interested in meeting your children. You know, I not at this, you know, it would have to get really serious for me to want to do that.
Well, flip that around. What do you think about if you go on a date with somebody and they have a child, but they never see their child? Would you ever say, what the hell's going on here? Because, you know, there's not just about the crazy ex. I'm sure they'll have their story, but if they have a child and they're not seeing their child.
I don't know. That would be a difficult one, because there's just, I can't imagine as a parent to let that'd be a sticky situation. I don't know. I don't know. That is, you've got stuff you still got to take care of in your life before I want to share in that with you. I mean, there's so many different circumstances and why something like that could happen, but I don't want to go through that with someone. Fix it, and then.
But you're smart enough to put 2 and 2 together to be like, there might be something going on there that I don't want to get involved in.
I don't want to get involved in all that.
Yeah.
Fix your stuff.
Then
approach me.
And then come back and talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I will pick them apart. I will find that. I have a friend that I don't know how she does it. All I need is the name, and she's investigating.
Oh, see, we have a PI who comes on the show all the time, and I'll be like, here's a name, and just like let me know what you find out.
Yeah.
And I will keep doing that if somebody ever came into our life, just to know like what's going on and stuff. It's always good to have those friends. And actually, by the way, on the T, if you look,
the T,
it's a private investigator on there, girl. Like, literally, see, private investigator. You hit the button and it tells you whatever you want to.
I want to see what they're saying, because I only saw the flags on there.
Oh, girl, it's so interesting. Listen. So like this guy here, they're asking to spill the tea about him, everything you know. Let's find the one with the 8. Oh God, not safe to be alone with. I mean, you can go see the comments.
Gosh. But that is a nice bike.
That is a nice bike. He's not bad looking, but girl, there's a lot of red flags on that.
Not safe to be alone with. Emotionally unstable, controlling, love bombing, and physically violent.
Well, you know what? So I would say maybe if they only had 1 red flag, it would be okay. When you get to 3 or 4,
8, he's got 8.
Yeah,
it's probably true.
You got to say,
yeah.
I mean, as any girl, I think 1. If you get over, what would be your number? My ex had 7, girl. I wish I would have known.
Oh, I don't even. I really don't.
I wish somebody
for one right now. Like I could see one in the
I would have saved a lot of time. Time on that one.
I'm too old. I'm too old to have.
That's what I'm saying. We're too old for this.
I look back at some previous relationships, and they were there. My husband.
The red flags were there.
The man that I married and had my children with, when he picked me up for a date, he had a breathalyzer in his car.
Yeah.
And
I wish my ex, I saw that before too. I mean, the same situation.
I was 27, 28 years old. It was a huge red flag, but also I had a designated driver. I'm just kidding.
We always called for an Uber.
and I don't know if anybody knows.
Girl, our life sounds so parallel right now. There wasn't
Ubers back then, but also he was an alcoholic. He's recovered now, but he was ended up very sick, stage 4 cirrhosis of the liver. Like that was, I was 28, he was 25 with the. And then later on in life had the other breathalyzer. So yeah, that would have been a red flag. No regrets. I have 3 amazing children and a great, interesting story. But yeah, that was a flag. I dated a guy for a long time after him that never introduced me to his family after years. And they lived.
Did he have another family somewhere else, or
they lived 5 minutes away? And I didn't meet his parents.
Maybe he wasn't close with them.
My friend, no, that wasn't it. My friend kept saying, she's like, yes. Because she's very family oriented. He has it. And I was like, no, it's no big deal. And she's like, yeah, it kind of is, because y'all been going out for a long time. And so, yeah, there's a lot of.
What about when the mom doesn't like you?
I get along with moms. I'm good with moms. But, yeah, I
never had one.
Maybe that's what he was afraid of. Like my mom's not gonna like you, so I don't know. I don't know.
It leads to huge problems later on down the road. So
yeah, I can spot red flags now. I can spot red flags for
as
my
we get
friends,
older,
guys.
Well, yeah, and now we can spot them because we're more experienced. And I wish I would have. I mean, I like you too. I had red flags, but I wasn't. When you're dumb and in love, and you're like, oh, this is great. This is my F forever, and you're like overlooking the red flags, and then as you go back and reevaluate, like, damn, it started like in 3 months in, and I didn't even pay attention. And maybe when he blacked out that time and fell down the stairs, or his friends are telling me he did stupid things when he was drinking, like I should have picked up on stuff like that. And he had to go to sleep every night with a couple beers and stuff, like, and then you're like, nope, that's just normal, and you think it's normal, and that's the crazy part. And then you become wise to it. And you said your ex is sober now. How long has he been sober?
8 or 9 years.
Well, kudos to him. Yeah, because it's hard for the people that are not, the men that or women that struggle with it, that can't, are in denial about it and can't get the help they need. So that's awesome. And he's a good dad, I guess, now with his children.
He's a good dad with his children. So
do you guys get along?
We do not speak.
Oh, really? Well, if it's easier for you, it's easier for you. I feel the same way.
There was we did not have a great marriage. It was an alcoholic our whole marriage. So it just did. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like if he was able to get sober before it got so bad. But the biggest mistakes I think people make in their life are under the influence of alcohol. Yeah. And he was under the influence of the alcohol for our 12-year marriage. It was years after I left before he was able to get sober. So by then there's no.
We're so parallel, because mine was 7, and when he cried more about the dog, leaving the dog than me and our daughter, I figured then, oh shit, it finally clicked, like, yeah, there's something wrong with this. So, well, thank you so much for coming in today and talking about dating apps and random stuff. And I can't wait for your new studio, if you want to plug it again, and the address to let everybody know, and your current comedy club that's open, the hours.
Well, Cristy B Comedy Club in Palm Coast is at City. Where I don't even know where am I looking. Like through camera. Where am I at?
I think you're up there. You're up
there. City Marketplace, 160 Cypress Point Parkway, right here in Palm Coast. Shows Friday, Saturday. We do musical bingo on Sunday. We've got all kinds of crazy things going on. And then my new comedy club will be Cristy B Comedy, the club in Daytona. It's on Beach Street. I don't know the address. It's 242. I don't know. It's on Beach Street. I'll tell you what it is. But it'll be Cristy B Comedy, the club in Daytona. So it's scheduled to open the second week of April. Fingers crossed if everything works out. So,
and I'm so excited. And I hope you come back and bring some of your comedians in with you. And I would love to do a comedy podcast with you, because you're amazing. So,
well, it's always fun. I enjoy coming in here talking to you.
Well, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week, guys, for the Ruckus Room. Bye.
Bye.